'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, except Elf on the Shelf.
This is the elf on a shelf, and if you're a good little boy or girl this Christmas, you'll be watched very carefully by this little helper, and he's going to report back to Santa. Right here is the little watcher. Don't put him in the bathroom, that'll be too creepy.
My children officially adopted him by giving him a name. Each year he would arrive around the holidays, usually Thanksgiving. His sole responsibility was to watch the children's behavior and report it to Santa each night. The next morning after the children woke, they discovered that Scout Elf had returned from the North Pole and was now resting in a new and different place. My children would race each other out of bed to try and be the first to spy him in his new position. They used the word spy, but in the wrong place. Talking to the elf was encouraged. My children shared many secrets with their Scout Elf, and while he was under strict orders not to talk to them, the elf could bring their wishes and messages back to the North Pole to share them with Santa Claus. Unwittingly, the tradition provided an added benefit. It helped the children to better control themselves. All it took was a gentle reminder that Scout the Elf is watching for errant behavior to be modified. This is to modify your children's behavior and integrate them into this big brother society and have an elf that watches them.
So it's a new made-up Christmas myth to be part of the antisocial behavior, we're watching everything you do, NSA database culture. You can even register this particular elf and his name at the North Pole.
Online? Oh my god, it's so creepy. I mean, like, we're not already in a society where we're basically spying on ourselves through our phones and social media and everything else, but now we have to buy some little creepy doll to stare at our children that we tell our children is watching them all the time. What parent hasn't at some point or another said, hey, don't screw up, Santa is watching, to their kids or whatever. But this is a whole new level of this thing lives with you in your home from Thanksgiving on, staring at your children, getting them used to the idea of not only tattletaling on each other, but reporting on themselves, basically, having themselves be watched all the time, making sure their behavior is good. It's creepy behavior modification. Oh, you can cook with him while he watches you incessantly. Do you ever think, like, one of the parents puts this thing in the bathroom suddenly, like, where's Elf on the Shelf? Oh, I'm just gonna go take a pee. Oh my god, Elf on the Shelf is watching me pee.
In the age of Christmas, Santa is the omniscient watcher, the NSA of the holidays. And so the whole Christmas paradigm is perfect for the surveillance state that we've grown into, because Santa and the North Pole is the perfect icon for the NSA. Everyone lives in this benevolent secrecy. You can't look in your closet or under the bed until after Christmas time. But someone does know if you've been good or bad. Let's just check out this clip from Brazil, the Terry Gilliam movie. It's Christmas time in the Ministry of Information world of Brazil. Kind of a cult classic. You should see it if you haven't, I really recommend it. It's pretty much 1984, the movie, under a different name. A total terrorism state ruled by fear and just bizarre propaganda that makes no sense. It's all about control. Where the head of the counterterrorism intelligence unit director, Mr. Helpman, is actually dressed as Santa. But he's a scary Santa, because they've got the main character locked up in a padded cell. He's arrested on terrorism charges, but it's all a confusion. He's not a terrorist. Maybe nobody's a terrorist. In this society, everything is so confused and bureaucratic. Please help me, Mr. Helpman. A very symbolic name. Here he is as the benevolent Santa Claus, but the rules of the game are laid down. We all have to play by them, even me, he says, as he pulls down his beard to reveal that he's not really Santa. It's just kind of a ruse under this system. And here's Mr. Helpman, who we saw in the Santa Claus suit, in his official role as the minister of the government, with the watchful eye over him, talking about the terrorism that's going on. And he actually admits here that nobody knows who the terrorists are anymore. It's all so clouded and confused. And here he is letting him know that basically there's no getting out of this torture. He just tells them ultimately to cooperate. By the way, here's how they bag their presence in the Brazil society. Not unlike where we are headed, especially after the Bush era of torture, but it continues under all this NSA spying during Obama. Suspicion breeds confidence. with a Christmas tree in the back, a total information society, spying on everyone, cataloging information, using it against people systematically. It takes place during Christmas time, and all throughout the movie you see Christmas trees and presents. Right after a terrorist attack, you see Joy to the World with a fascist-like banner for Consumers for Christ against a backdrop of a Christmas tree, and once again Santa Claus in this information-laden society. And here's kids informing Santa Claus that they want their own credit card for Christmas. And this society is totally gone. Our society is not very far behind them. You can't win the game if you're short on information, not in a 1984 total surveillance state that we live in and we're getting deeper and deeper into all the time.